Alright, welcome back YouTubers to my channel, and it's another wonderful week, wonderful day, and a wonderful moment here again with Minister Dre on Relationship Talk Show episode 5. It's a wonderful day again today, and what we want to look at today is something we are more very familiar with, and it's no other thing than what I titled the relationship pattern. Yeah, so when we talk about relationship patterns, we're talking about those behaviors you tend to exhibit when you are in a relationship. However, we have three things that can determine the kind of relationship pattern you allow or you exhibit in your relationship. Number one, it determines the kind of person you choose or the kind of person you pick to go into a relationship with. And then another thing is, it determines how you allow other people to treat you. That's how you interact with them, how you allow them to treat you and all that. And the last on the list is how you communicate with them in that relationship. So when we talk about relationship pattern, we're talking about those formula you follow in your relationship. You find yourself in relationships, and you find yourself exhibiting the same kind of behaviors over and over again with different people, and these people tend to have this same traits. If you look at them, if you have a lot of breakups and then you realize that you've been having the same set of people in your relationship, maybe this, the first person exhibit this kind of behavior, and then the second person exhibit that kind of behavior, you find yourself, in that chain of meeting the same set of people over and over again. So what you have to watch out for is the kind of relationship pattern you actually you endorse for yourself, and that deals with your choice of choosing the kind of person you go into a relationship with. You understand? A lot of people go into a relationship with different kind of people that have different traits, but on a long run you see that these people look like they are the same. And that's why you see someone will go into relationships and have a lot of issues, and then they'll be like, all men are the same or all ladies are the same. That's where the mindset comes in. When you tend to say that all men are the same or all women are the same, it's because of the kind of relationship pattern you've chosen to exhibit. So your relationship pattern could actually determine a lot in your relationship. You get? However, we have different kind of relationship pattern which we are going to be touching, and stay tuned. Okay, so the first one we want to talk about is the caregiver. The caregiver is that first pattern of relationship that most people find themselves in. Now, the caregiver is that kind of situation where you find yourself trying to fix somebody. You're always trying to make this person a better person. Maybe this person is not really serious in some aspect of their life, and what you're trying to do at that point is you're trying to fix them up. You're trying your best to bring out the best in them. But sometimes it could not really help things, because that person you're trying to bring out the best in them, they might not really be interested in that part of them you're trying to bring out. So at times it gets really complicated when somebody is trying to it's more like you're trying to change that person from probably the lower side which they are or where they belong to that higher side, and then sometimes they don't see that way and they might take offense at times. So that is the caregiver kind of relationship pattern. If you find yourself, it's not bad if you find yourself in that situation whereby you're always caring for somebody, you're always caring for that person to come out to be the best in whatever they do. You're more like a motivational person to that partner of yours, but somehow this person doesn't really see it that way, and that's why they tend to be really aggressive sometimes. But however, it is a good thing to actually have that kind of pattern to follow, being that person that cares for somebody, that wants to bring out the best in somebody. So it's very, very important. Okay, now note, they tend to be a problem when the person you're trying to fix does not actually see that problem as a problem. At times a lot of people have problems, but they don't see it as a problem for themselves, but outsiders see it as a problem and they want to fix people up. You get? However, the second one we're going to look at is the alpha. Now, the alpha pattern of relationship is when you find yourself in that kind of situation where somebody, maybe you or the person, is always trying to dominate. You always want to decide what to eat, where you guys will go to, where you hang out, when to go out, when to visit your parents. You always want to be at the top of the decision chain. You always want to be at, you are like the alpha. You have the final say. So that kind of relationship tends not to work at times, and this is mostly exhibited by men sometimes, and sometimes some women too could be exceptional and might want to exhibit that kind of behavior, but mostly it is found with men when they try to show that masculinity in them and that dominating fact or part in them. However, when it gets too much, that it tends to bring down pressure on the woman, it's really bad. So the alpha pattern of relationship is not really healthy. It's not really relational. It doesn't really bring out the best in that relationship. It tends to break the relationship, or it tends to put gallop on the way. So the alpha relationship is not really ideal, okay? But however, some men tend to adopt this this pattern of relationship because some women are very not easy to come by. They're just, let me not say what I'm not supposed to say. Some women are very stubborn. They are very not so cool to be with. You know what I'm saying? So the only way the man could actually take himself up is by showing that part of themselves. However, it is not the best pattern of relationship you should find yourself in. And if in case you are in that kind of relationship, if you are the person or your partner is exhibiting that kind of relationship, there's always a term of agreement you guys can come to. You can always tell that person what is going on that is not really cool. One person doesn't have to be, you want to eat, it is what that person wants that you do. You guys want to go out, it is just one person that deciding whether the other person doesn't like it or not. You guys just go ahead and do it. So it's not really cool in that kind of situation. It's not really cool like that. So the best thing is you guys should have a kind of consensus where you try to decide on matters together. But where one person is always the one deciding for everything, on the long run it's gonna become an alpha pattern of relationship, because this person will tend to now have the final say at everything and you will not have any say. So it's always good to have a consensus relationship. Relationship is meant to be two people coming together to agree and do one or two things together so it can be better. Welcome back, guys. You like this video, you've learned one or two things about this video. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and also hit the notification bell so you get my latest video whenever I release some next week. So please subscribe, like, comment, and also share with your friends, because this will actually help somebody. So the next pattern of relationship we want to talk about is the parent kind of relationship. Now, when we talk about a parent kind of relationship, this relationship tends to take that vibe of parenting. That is when one partner is always trying to look out for everybody, making sure that the house is kept in order, making sure that everything is working out fine. But one of the disadvantages of this pattern of relationship is that sometimes these people tend to punish their partner when their partner does something. They tend to have these parents traits, like they feel they should punish you for every mistake you do. For every mistake you make, they feel they should punish you for it. They feel that they should always discipline you when you misbehave. They feel that they should always correct you like a baby. However, it is good in some kind of way, because it tends to balance that aspect of them that's they tend to look out for you, making sure you're fine and all that. But the bad side of it is that they tend to punish you a lot at times because of they believe you are to be punished for whatever you do. So this pattern of relationship is just as your parents will do at home. When you do something, they are always nagging at you, don't do this, don't do that, blah blah blah. But when you now have a relationship and you still having that parent, it kind of bring you back to where you're coming from, like you're going back home. I mean, you've escaped the route of being with your parent, and then you are in a relationship, and then somebody is doing what your parents were actually doing before. I mean, that tends to break up some things, okay? It is good and it's not also good. However, these relationship patterns are what I would like us to, like, just look at them. We have the alpha, and then we have the caregiver, and we have the parent kind of partner, relationship patterns. However, please, if you like this video, click that like button, subscribe, and also share with your friends, and also hit that notification bell for what we're talking about. Another one we want to look at is the push-pull. Yeah, the push-pull kind of relationship is that kind of relationship whereby you find the both of you come together, everything is moving on fine. I mean, you're getting to know each other, you're flowing with the flow very, very well. I mean, absolutely, you guys are flowing very well. But one person is moving very fast. Like, one person is always moving very, 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 very fast. Like, you met someone just within a couple of months, and then one person is already thinking about marriage. I mean, you guys are running very, very fast. And before you know it, one person is already telling the parents, okay, I met this person, and then before you know it, this thing is getting really, really fast. One person is running ahead of the other person, and the other person is like, hey, calm down, what's going on? Okay, so that kind of push-pull relationship is you kind of pull one person back and push one person forward. Now, in this setting, let's assume that a guy and a lady met for just probably last 3 weeks, and probably they love each other, probably, yes. I mean, they're getting to know each other better and all that. And all of a sudden, this lady is telling all her friends, her parents, that yeah, I met a boyfriend, this, that, and things start coming up. And the guy is just like, okay, the guy is just like, hey, what's going on? Okay, calm down. And that tends to like push the guy away unconsciously, because this guy is not really ready for all those. He wants to take things slow, but the other person wants to take things very fast. So the push-pull relationship happens when there's a force pulling one person back and there's a force pulling one person forward. So one person is like, let's take it slow, let's take this thing slow, and the other person is running ahead of time, like, okay, I can't just wait for us to get married, I can't just wait for us to get this, to get that, So that relationship is not really cool at times, because it could be as a result of imbalanced personality. And this happens mostly when two people that are together are not on the same page. One person assumes that this person understands that I want these things to go slow, and the other person feels like, okay, if she understands, I want this thing to go really fast, and that tends to break a lot of things. However, if you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell and share with your friends. Hey guys, welcome back. The last on my list today is the Code Pendant relationship pattern. Now, this relationship pattern is, let me call it again, the Code Pendant relationship pattern. Now, this pattern, what it tends to do is like, when two people come together, okay, this is the lady and this is the guy, they come together. Now, this guy has a life before he met this lady. This lady has a life before she met this guy. And when they came together, now, what happened in that Code Pendant relationship is that the both of them forgo their individuality for this relationship. They have friends before, they have social life, they have a lot of things they do before they met each other. But as soon as both of them come together, they tend to leave all their life behind and focus on the relationship. You can imagine that. So this is more like a forceful, relationship in some kind of way, because these kind of people tend to be really very, very, very jealous. They tend to be very, very jealous because they feel like, I left all my life, I left everything just to be with you, and you don't get to give me time, you don't get to give me this, that. So this Code Pendant relationship is that kind of relationship whereby the two people let go of their personal life, their personal interests, everything they tend to love before, they leave it. And these people, when they come together, they tend to shut other people out. That's the kind of relationship I'm talking about. when you are in a relationship, you can imagine that when you are in a relationship and your friends, before you met this guy or before you met this lady, you just shut them off, like, hey, I'm now with my, so that's the kind of pattern this relationship follows, which is not really cool. Okay, because on the long run, these guys tend to be very, very, very jealous. People that, because if one person does not give the other person enough time, there's a problem. If one person is late, there's a problem. If anything goes wrong, there's always a problem, because there's always that mindset that I left everything just to be with you. However, that has brought us to the end of different kind of relationship pattern. However, what I want us to learn is now from the caregiver, the alpha, the parent kind of relationship, the code pendant, and the push-pull pattern of relationship. Now, what is important is that if you can study this video very well, listen to everything I said very well, just pick points, those things you can learn from them, and then try to have like 3 patterns together at one. Don't just follow one particular pattern. I know all of us fall in one pattern or the other, but what gives you advantage is that if you are able to actually combine 2, 3, or 4 patterns together. If you can combine the caregiver pattern, that's the good side of the caregiver, and the parentive pattern, the good side whereby you care for that person. Imagine the alpha. You can pick the good side of the alpha. You can also pick the good side of the push-pull. Okay, because all these patterns have their advantages and their disadvantages. Okay, so just try to have this multi pattern so that at least you can learn to relate with any kind of person, okay, and that will stop that cycling of going into the same relationship with the same set of people or the same kind of people. That tends to bring a stop to it. However, please, you like this video, click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and also share with your loved ones. This could actually help somebody. Share to groups, share to everywhere, and let somebody learn 1 or 2 things about relationship. So it is the end of today's episode on Relationship Talk Show with Minister Dre. However, next week I will bring to you something very interesting. Something is cooking up, I can tell you, I can assure you guys, can assure you of that. However, stay tuned, like this video, comment, and just help like it, because the more you like it, the more you help other people discover it. So have a wonderful day and do enjoy your week.